Hello, everybody. It's Rogan, your uncle, cousin, whatever the fuck I am. Nice to see you again. I have a mirror here in my new place. I don't think I pointed the camera right just now, but because of the mirror, I was able to experiment a little bit and figure out how to hold my phone so that I can use the back camera to make a video of myself and keep it framed basically right. I had to mess around a little bit to hold the phone in the same place every time. And of course, this lens is also fucked up, but at least it doesn't have a cover peeling entirely off of it like the other side. I need to get a new phone. I'm gonna have to get a job to get a phone. I don't think I really. Yeah, yeah. It bears explaining what happened to me in Pennsylvania. Uh, they they have this thing called a 302 in Pennsylvania. It's a state thing, and what that is if you call the police and tell them any person you know, any specific person has made threats against themselves or others, you give them a quote, they will put an arrest warrant together and go pick that person up and arrest them and put them in a mental hospital for a 5-day evaluation period automatically without anything else. No evidence, no second person. You don't have to go sign anything. All you got to do is call the police and tell them some person has threatened themselves or others, and then they get involuntarily committed for 5 days. And so that's how I ended up in a hospital in Pennsylvania twice. The first time it was, I think, kind of accidental. Red was having one of her issues and said some wild-eyed things to the police, trying to make something my fault. That's a long story, but I got put away for 5 days. Ended up being a couple of weeks. That was nice. I mean, that place was pleasant. I had a rough couple of years. I didn't mind the vacation. My heart was still in bad shape after the heart failure episode. Then I was living in a homeless shelter in Pennsylvania, halfway between two small towns called Wellsboro and Mansfield. Literally exactly 5 miles from the nearest store where you could buy anything. And well, there were issues there. There were people I had problems with. Had problems with me, I guess I should say. I could get into it. It was impossible to do any writing there. You'd have to go outside to smoke, which, I mean, there's a lot of issues. That doesn't seem like much of an issue, I know. I don't really want to get into it, but it was impossible for me to live there. The first time I tried to leave on foot with my big bag and my backpack, but I was still really ill at that point. And the other guys at the shelter caught me trying to walk out and literally prevented me from going. Like, they took the bags out of my hand and took them back inside. Second time, some friends bought me a bus ticket to Labyrinthium, Ohio, where I am now. And the lady who ran the shelter basically just lied about me to have me arrested and detained and put in a mental hospital. So when I got out, I was trying to wait for several days. Some other friends were willing to buy me another ticket. First ticket was just trashed because I didn't show up on time for the Trailways bus. The nearest full service bus station to that homeless shelter in Pennsylvania, 60 miles away. I'd had a ride arranged that day. Uh, I didn't know what I was going to do about a ride the second time, but I had arranged to borrow the money for another bus ticket. I didn't know how I was going to get to the bus. And then it just became clear that I was going to be trapped there and I was going to be in trouble with the law again. Guy at the shelter starting shit with me. A couple of guys at the shelter starting shit with me. It was kind of schoolyard playground stuff. I was gonna have to punch somebody. Really, is what it comes down to, or put up with the kind of disrespect that you do when you're being bullied in grade school and you got to stand up to somebody. Except I was in the homeless shelter, so standing up to somebody was going to mean punching somebody, and that was going to get me in trouble, probably with the law. Might leave me homeless. There's another guy insisting I not type after 8 o'clock at night because typing on my laptop is keeping him awake, which is just psycho nonsense bullshit. Again, bullying, fucking with me. There were, again, other issues. Yeah. Yes, first morning after the first night I slept there, after getting back out of the hospital the second time, one of these assholes was throwing my shit around, threw a backup device for my computer onto the floor, and basically was like, "Don't fuck with me." I was like, "Okay." The first time I tried to leave, couldn't get out the door with my bags. They prevented me. They took the bags out of my hands. So I just grabbed 2 changes of clothing and my laptop and nothing else, put them in the backpack. I was planning to tell them I was just walking to the store. Slipped out. Now, the lady who runs the shelter, the first time I tried to leave, and she's the one who called the police and burned my bus ticket. I was afraid she was going to do it again, so she's not there on the weekends. She works Monday through Friday. So this was a Saturday morning. I texted her that my sister was coming to get me and I was going to spend the weekend at her place. And I might be back Monday night, might be back Tuesday night. And then I started walking. First I walked to Wellsboro. It was about 7 or 8 miles. Then I walked around Wellsboro trying to find a cheap bicycle. I only had $60 or $70 total. I didn't find a cheap bicycle. So, but I did look at a map and decided instead of trying to walk directly to Ohio, which was my first gambit, I needed to make sure I got out of Pennsylvania before these cunts at the shelter figured out I had tried to leave on foot and prevented me from doing so. So, like I said, the nearest full-service bus station was in Williamsport, hometown of the newspaper Grit. I found out later. Williamsport is about, I think, 60 miles away. So when I got cagey about the route, I just got paranoid because I didn't know whether these people at the shelter would come after me. I thought there was a chance they might come driving around looking for me, and there's definitely a chance they might send the police looking for me, and if I wasn't over the border into Ohio by the time they did, I might be in trouble. So I just figured I would walk all day and walk all night until I got there. So that day I walked 25 miles-ish, most of it through the woods on this back highway. Really pretty. I ran out of food and drink. It started to get kind of dire. Then I found a produce stand, a Mennonite produce stand. Ate some fruit and drank some water. Another 10, 15 miles walking in the woods. About 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Good timing. Good luck. I found... I got to a town that was basically one big intersection. Had a bar and grill called the Crossroads Tavern. They had some unadvertised rooms upstairs. A couple of guys there helped me out with money. you know, several people along the way helped me out with money and rides. I kept running into people who, I mean, I didn't tell them I was sort of on the run. I told them that I had gotten amped up and excited about going to see my friends in Ohio, and I just didn't want to wait until the money and the ticket could come through and I could get a ride to Williamsport, where the bus station was. And was, people thought it was cool, particularly guys who were old enough to remember there was a time when hitchhiking was considered safe and guys did it all the time. No, old white guys a little bit older than me. I'm 52. Guys in their 60s gave me rides a couple times, gave me money, got me stoned. Somebody gave me a THC gummy. Honestly, I had fun. That tavern and that room were great. Um, I had one of the best breakfasts I have ever had, one of the best meals I've ever had in my life, in a place called Liberty, Pennsylvania, a diner. Unbelievably good diner breakfast food. I cannot tell you. If you are within 100 miles of this place called Liberty, Pennsylvania, go eat breakfast there. Really, maybe 200. It is worth the drive. And the second day, the Sunday afternoon, there's a bus leaving from Williamsport at 3 something. My friends in Ohio bought a ticket on that bus for me on the internet, so that I could just get on the bus, show them a scan code had emailed to me on the phone, and I escaped. Got over the border into Ohio before. In fact, I arrived here at the house where my new home is in Labyrinthium, and like literally like half an hour, 45 minutes later, the lady at the homeless shelter messaged like, "So where are you? You need to call." I blocked her and posted on Facebook that I'm alive and well, in case they wanted to send the police looking for me. Um, Now, why in Pennsylvania this legal mechanism, this 302 business exists, uh, I don't know, but it definitely is creating a sort of a quiet, low level holocaust of victims of, I mean, holocaust, well, they're alive, but they are fucking people up and fucking their lives up, locking them in mental hospitals based on one person's unsupported testimony. And at least the lady at the homeless shelter, I heard while I was locked up, that she does that all the fucking time to people. Um, the police were overburdened. Cops complained to me about it when I talked to them a couple of times. The mental ward's overburdened. They don't have room for all these people who aren't really in need of treatment. It's really disturbing that that's going on in a supposedly free country. They got to do something about that. I don't know if anybody is. If anybody knows, like, comment, tell me. I'd like to know if and when and how somebody's going to get the fuck rid of that 302 business. I don't even know what 302 means exactly. That's just what everybody was calling it. The 302 was the legal mechanism whereby you could be just taken away because somebody said you said some shit that you never said. Uh, yeah, I it's fair to say I never threatened anyone. Never even threatened myself. Like, I'm pretty depressed a lot, ups and downs. They diagnosed me bipolar at this place, which is like, yeah, big surprise there. I figured that out in the DSM-3 back when I was like 19. Thanks guys, you really helped me a lot diagnosing me bipolar at the age of 52. It's a little too late to help now, but thanks for the pills. All right, so that sort of explains that. Yeah, my phone was fucked up. I couldn't take videos. I didn't have enough charge in my phone to take videos during that 25-mile walk or the next day. I was running with like 5 or 10% charge at all times because it was charging fucking slow on my laptop. It's a shame. I would have made some cool videos while I was walking through the mountains. Yeah, it was very pretty. It was really fun. Uh, Other than the fact that I was fleeing trouble, it was really fun. Anyway, I'm safe now. Safe and happy. As happy as I get. Uh, I need a job, need some money. I need some drugs. I need drugs for my heart. actually. Uh, but I'm safe, and and there's a couple of people in Pennsylvania who are still puzzled as to why they couldn't keep fucking with me. You, yeah, don't fuck with me. It's not a good idea.